had proposed variable message signs, which were out briefly and then redeployed, and we need to get those back out. So your point's well taken. If we have a preferred method of travel, we need to educate the public to that.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then it looks like that we had talked about the all of the traffic lights stopping at where the City Market in Flynn is for the train, and I think I noticed that a green light was going with the train also going. Was that adjusted? Because if so, thank you. And
Sure.
it looked like people were happy and not running red lights. So.
Did you go out and do that?
No, I noticed it too, though.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Or it
good.
seemed that way. Maybe I'm hallucinating.
We did follow up, Rob and I, from the last meeting. We haven't gotten a recent update, so I will need to get an update and get back to you. But I also experienced a similar situation, and we'll get you an update.
Okay.
So that
Well,
we
it
can
looked
clearly
promising,
speak to
so
it.
I
Yeah.
appreciate, obviously, it looks like someone followed up and
Yeah.
it was working, so thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, that was something I brought up a while ago too, so
Yeah.
that's a nice update.
Any other items, Commissioners?
No, thank you.
Any other Commissioner comments? Okay.
So, Main Street, thank you. I have biked, I think I've also driven, up and down Main Street since the painting. It's fantastic in so many ways. Lower Main Street, when you're on your bike, you're riding in the door zone.
Mm.
If you want to come for a bike ride with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you agree? You can't say that. But anyway, what I thought is, wouldn't it be fantastic if we had, like, the floating parking as the buffer, and then you skirt the bike lane, so that serves as a protected bike lane with vehicles, and then the bike lane moves up between the curb and the passenger side of vehicles.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I know
Yeah.
we need to kind of take all this and ride on it and
Yeah.
get data and so forth. So that was one. And then I kind of jogged onto we're not calling it a shared use path. It is the
Cycle track?
cycle track.
On Main Street.
On Main Street.
Yeah.
And that was great. I think I shared with you some pictures from Europe about the signage. So
Yeah.
was so happy to see some big signs on there. And when I saw pedestrians, it was like they realized, that
Mhm.
they need to move and get into their space. So I felt like that was great. A potential conflict point I noticed was crossing Winooski. The pedestrian crossing, it's not exclusive, so it stays pedestrian crossing, and vehicles heading west, kind of heading uphill, can still turn right onto Winooski from Main Street. And as I was zipping on, and that's where you cross then from the cyclo route to the street,
Yeah.
I realized, that could be a potential conflict point. If someone's making a right turn, and I was just looking at the pedestrian signal and, kind of following that without
Yes.
realizing that the vehicles also had red. So I don't know if anything
Mm.
could be done on timing, if we want to just kind of wait and see.
Yeah, I need to check to see if there's a no right turn on red prohibition. I know it.
You know I love no turn on red.
Yeah. Given that these intersections are having the bike traffic happening concurrent with the pedestrian phase and the speed of bicycle traffic, my understanding is that we have installed no right turn on red at those intersections, but I will double check at the Winooski and Main Street intersection.
Great,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, but it was really fantastic I used to go up and down Maple, and now I'm like,
Mhm.
oh my God, I'm all over Maine.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
We're building the network out little by little, and we're getting close to some pretty major connections. Yes, I mean, north-south, we are at the point now where, there are continuous bike lanes all the way from the city of Winooski to the five-way intersection in the south end of Burlington. And got further to go, but that's it's really starting to be an urban backbone as opposed to just a waterfront greenway.
Yep,
So,
thanks.
Any other commissioner comments? Commissioner Davis?
Yeah, I've got some. First, on the Champlain Parkway, it's awesome, as anticipated. I was wondering, this is not really that important, but I noticed there's a lot of lighting for the Parkway section from 189 to the Home Avenue intersection for an area that, like, only cars are traveling, especially for Vermont. I was kind of like, the first time I was driving on it, it reminded me of being in Florida. But Vermont keeps roads very dark. It's easy to, I think, forget that living here, but
right.
it's like very dark sometimes. But anyway, so I was surprised that there were so many in that middle section, those lights, and I was curious
Yeah.
why, essentially.
Yes. There was interest to create a more urban scale and less Cobra head lighting. And if you have lower lights, you usually need more of them to provide the same footprint for the lighting. I can check to see what more information I can get you. We did work with our lighting designers to make this consistent with standard, given this is a federally funded project. So what I can share is just the desire to get away from the Cobra head and have more lower lighting to emphasize you're entering a more urban area and hopefully slow speeds.
Okay, yeah, no problem with it being well lit. It just was shockingly well lit the first time I was coming back on it at night.
Yeah.
You mentioned the suggestion for the speed indicating radar signs
Yeah.
coming into the city. I think that's a really good idea. I had a moment seeing the 25-mile-an-hour sign because you see it coming around the bend, so you don't see it from like a long ways out. It's just kind of like, okay, there it is. Of initially seeing a potential interpretation of that as just like, hey, the city speed limit's 25, but like, I'm not telling you what the speed limit is right here, but in the city it's 25. I know that that's not the case, but I think having the indicator would really reinforce that and be helpful for people. And then I had a question about, it was an email I forwarded to you about parking at North Beach. And I just wanted to understand a little better if you have more information.
Yes, there was a concern about the kiosks and the functionality of the kiosks that was shared last month with the commission. And my understanding is that got addressed and the kiosk was repaired. Rob, do you have any more information on this?
My recollection is that Rob Peterson, who manages for Burlington Parks, Rec, and Waterfront, manages some of the on-site parking along with our parking services team, tested the kiosk out, did not find any problems with it. They ran a couple faux parking sessions to make sure it wasn't inactive or broken, and then we ran, if I remember, a report on the number of tickets, and it didn't seem egregious. It was probably moderate, or modest, I should say. That's my recollection of what we had followed up on and provided back to, might have been Commissioner O'Neill Vivanco, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I have the email chain, and yes, I have the email from Rob Peterson, and he did work on it. He spoke to the assistant manager on duty. He spoke to the assistant manager on duty at North Beach just to explain the process for kind of reporting issues at the kiosk, although I think that probably needs to continue to be reinforced.
Mm-hmm.
They were updated about a year ago, modern touchscreen, and you can enter your plate, swipe your card, select your parking length, and hit enter. So he did it a couple times and had no problems, and there were no glitches in the system. So I reported that to the resident who first made the comment about it. And I think since there were 107 tickets, that were issued at North Beach between June 1st and June 24th. I don't know where that falls in on the
Yeah, is that
data
normal?
point, yeah. I was like, it seemed like a lot, but I also feel like, oh, you go to the beach and you think you're not going to stay there long, or I don't know.
Yeah, you get caught out.
Yeah.
Is it, so I've not, I think, possibly ever been to North Beach. I don't think I have. Parking-wise.
Field trip.
Down
is,
Main Street to North Beach.
is Park Mobile available there? Like, are there options other than the kiosk?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I assumed, so I was.
There was a change in I mean, this is all managed by Parks directly, but there was a change in process. There used to be, I think, a gate attendant all the time. Now it's all managed through signage and Park Mobile, and the kiosks. And so that potentially, to the point we just heard, I said a modest amount in hindsight, 107. I'm not actually sure in North Beach where that falls, so I don't know if there has been an increase. Certainly something we can ask Parks to see if they want to consider further education at North Beach, given the changeover, I believe, 2 years ago, maybe, in terms of how that was handled.
Okay, one thing I noticed using Park Mobile, at least, is that it will let you put in a wrong state for your license plate number pretty easily. So just in case that had something to do with affecting people, that might be something to think about. I think I accidentally put in like an Iowa license plate at one point. I don't know how. Like, I think it just picked a state or something at some point. Anyway,
Things
I
like
noticed
that
it.
can be considered an appeal.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure, so as an education point for the public, if there's a mistake, an honest mistake made, I believe our team and/or the city attorney's office through the appeal process can consider that and how that would impact the, repeal of a ticket.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Well, great. It sounds like that was well handled, so I appreciate that. Thanks.
I've,
Commissioner Fox?
yeah. Could you give us an update on the reconnecting Cherry and Bank project? I feel like I have just been a little bit out of the loop on that one. Someone said to me the other day that they thought that Pine Street wasn't happening because it's going under a building, and how could you possibly build a road there? And so I just want to make sure I have the correct information.
Sure, I can start on this. So reconnecting Bank and Cherry, there are 10 block segments that are under this proposed project. The 5 blocks, all the blocks of Cherry Street, from Winooski to Battery. The 3 blocks, all the 3 blocks of Bank Street, from Pine Street to Winooski, and the 2 reconnected blocks of Pine Street and St. Paul Street between Bank and Cherry. The reconnected block segments are absolutely still happening.
Okay.
The Pine Street section will have a clearance bar on both ends of 12.5 feet. So for all, normal clearance on a roadway is 13.5 feet. So it still will accommodate all but the biggest trucks. And we'll have headache bars on either side to prevent damage to the building. St. Paul Street will not have any sort of height restriction on it. We are at final design for all of these blocks, and we are hoping to be underway on construction on Cherry Street, if not in if not in 2027, late 2027 calendar year, then early 2028. Cherry Street would likely be the first street tackled for a couple of reasons. One, it has wastewater sewer upgrades that will both helpful for the East Plant pump station and for the redevelopment that's planned along Cherry Street, such as at the old cathedral property that has a developer very interested in building housing on that property. So the project's very much alive. I would say the one challenge we're facing there is also funding. We are approximately $15 million short on that project, and we are trying to work through whether it'll take a blended strategy of value engineering, writing additional grants, seeking alternate approaches, phasing potentially of the project. And we are evaluating all those in real time, even as we were council this Monday night, finalizing the property acquisition for all the rights we need to construct Cherry Street and complete in its full completed state.
Yes, thank you.
So-
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much for that. I feel like I noticed curbs on Pine Street, like under the building.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's definitely
It's
happening.
Yes. And those
yeah.
sections, right, are happening through the developers' coordination with their contractor. It is a very complex 10-block area. Some of the improvements will be constructed by the City Place contractor, and others will be completed by the city through a competitively bid contract on our own.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah.
I just feel like, for me, the Pine and St. Paul blocks are so important for reconnecting our grid, and so I just want to make sure we stay aware of those.
Yes.
Okay.
As someone back in 2013 who was fighting to get both of those connections to be fully vehicular and bike and ped accessible, it's great to see this actually happening in our street grid after urban renewal being restored.
For commissioners who found the Main Street and Parkway updates helpful, you can go to greatstreetsbtv.com. It's not easy to find, and we're hopefully working on some process improvements here, but go to greatstreetsbtv.com. Top of that page, you can go to Great Streets Initiative and click on this project's name. You can sign up for updates there, and right now we have them coming out quarterly, and you will be getting one very soon. We will then...
I can't believe I wasn't on this list.
It's not, we haven't well advertised it, I think, with Main Street and the Parkway taking so much oxygen and attention, we're able to shift gears now. So quarterly update will be coming out soon.
Oh my God, you just boosted your newsletter.
Yeah, probably just doubled it.
Yeah.
Except for the ones we add. We have a bunch of businesses on there. So you can sign up now, expect a quarterly update soon. We will then shift into weekly updates as we get much closer to actual construction. So hopefully you find that helpful, but obviously talking here is also a great way to find out.
Yeah.
Great.
Excellent.
If no one else has anything, I realized I had something else.
Is it on items we've already discussed?
It's about the Champlain Parkway. It's about this intersection right here.
Is it something you can email staff?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, excellent.
All right.
Commissioner Montano?
Yeah, I've been traveling for the past few months, as some of you may know, and I'm just so excited to see all of the big changes that are going on in the city. I feel like when I return, it might be a totally different place, and I just want to thank the city staff and everyone for this continuous work. That said, it's possible this might be my last Public Works Commission meeting. I did sign an offer letter to take a position in Connecticut effective September 1st. Thus, if we're not meeting in August, this might be goodbye for now. But I just wanted to thank everyone for all that I've learned here, and I hope my contribution has been helpful throughout all this time. All the best to everyone, and perhaps we'll see one another in August if we meet, or even if we don't meet. It has been good.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Montano.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Where in
And I'm-
Connecticut?
It is Western Connecticut. I'm
Okay.
aiming to return to doing biological research in a different environment for a time. But like I said, I'm excited by all of the development in Burlington, and perhaps my path will cross again with this city that I love so much and really want to keep as a part of my life.
Yeah.
That's huge news. Congratulations from the staff. You've been a good, inquisitive, and also supportive member of the commission, and you'll be missed, Dan.
Yep, I will tender a written letter reflecting that September 1st date. But
Okay.
thank you so very much, everyone.
Okay. With that, moving on to adjournment. Motion to adjourn?
I would like to make that motion to adjourn.
Perfect.
Second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Okay, no nays, and the meeting adjourns at 7:36 PM.
Yeah, look.